Red Raw love bringing another informative video. I got to talk today about this sickness, this disease, this this craziness. It is beginning to become unbearable. It's almost like at this point you almost get you just gotta help yourself, man. This beast is working overtime. Oh my gosh. People that you meet that you think are conscious ain't even conscious. Not even a little bit. Like, or they conscious, but they're not aware. They're just not aware. Like, they don't care for awareness. Okay, you're conscious. All right, that's great. Everybody's conscious. Everybody holds some truth to something. But what about being aware? Are you aware that such and such and such and such? And if you're not aware, are you willing to put forth the energy to get aware and become conscious of that awareness that you weren't aware to? Most of us aren't really willing unless we can see certain things right then and there that could persuade us differently. And even then still, sometimes we still would deny the existence. Where are we going wrong? Where are we going wrong, guys? We're at a point now where if you gotta have an afro, you gotta have crystal earrings, you gotta have copper all around your neck, and you gotta be in Zen mode all the time with a turban on your head and shit, and you gotta be with some kind of something, some type of cloth, African cloth or something, or whatever, in order to be conscious now. Like, you gotta fit some type of visual to be conscious. And if you don't fit inside of that box completely, the way they program what consciousness is supposed to look like, supposedly, you might not be conscious. So people might see stuff like MOB on you, or a skull or something like that, right? Or see things on you and say, there's no way this brother conscious. Look at this nigga and his tattoos. Look at this motherfucker. Listen to how he talking with that accent. There's no way this brother conscious. I don't trust you. And then when you try to look in to see who I am as a person, you have to see my past. You have to see the portals that lead to my past. And you judge me from my past debts, my past sins, instead of focusing on my heart. See, I emit off of energy that's unrecognizable to many people. People can't recognize this energy because it stretches so far and wide. So when you feel it, you don't know how to accept it. You don't know how to take it. You get threatened by it. It's not for me to explain who I am and what I'm capable of doing. If I ain't bothering you and I ain't messing with you, then I shouldn't be a problem. But people like to bring you into their world when they just have no reason to do so. And when problems spiral up, and instead of addressing the source, we end up, stepping on one another's toes when it could have been settled and hashed out like adults, or we could have took things to a conscious aware level and went about it in such a different way. But we ended up addressing things from emotions and allow emotions to take control of these situations. We allow this to happen a lot everywhere we go. And we don't realize how programmed we truly are. We think that stepping away from this and isolating ourselves and doing certain things is getting us away from what's happening. But we don't understand that if we're not putting forth a conscious effort to stay aware at all times, because they work 24 hours around the clock, 360 days, no days off. This shit is in effect worldwide, internationally, however you want to look at it. It's being done every second, even implemented into our conscious community. It's gotten ugly. They understand our language now, but we don't understand theirs. That's where we fucking up. We don't understand their language, but they understand ours now. And now they're able to send in people to come in and do what has to be done to scramble shit and to fuck us all up. We got a lot of niggas who are starting to get exposed, and there ain't no need for me to even name drop, because I don't need to name drop. I don't even need to. You see these people. I'm not about to step out in that world, because that world don't belong to me. Us other people out there that do that kind of shit. But at this day and time, certain people do need to be addressed for their actions, and it is definitely time for us to step the fuck up and do what has to be done as a collective. Those who are truly aware, those who are truly conscious. We can't pay attention to the stragglers right now. We cannot pay attention to people who just don't get it. We can no longer waste time on those who just don't get it. They want to move their own way. They see things their way, and that's that. And that's all it is to it. They want to undermine and belittle the things that you have spoken on that they have yet to understand. Notice I use the term understand. We're not even talking about overstand. We're talking about understand. But yet they want to try to tell you about something you completely understand, and overstand. But they won't even take out the time to try to understand. We can no longer deal and dwell with those types of people any longer. Those kinds of people are nothing but boulders. They are nothing but walls in the way. Unfortunately, I don't care how much you might love these people, but this is what it is. It's just, think about it like this. It's the kind of love that your grandmother gives you when you go to her home and she wants to make you this great meal, which could possibly be neck bones and some macaroni and cheese and some collard greens and all this stuff, and flour, fucking goddamn white flour, white sugar, vegetable oil, fluorescent water. I mean, you understand her heart, you understand where she's coming from, and it's like, damn, like I feel the love, but it's like that love being aware now could kill me. Do you not know you killing me, grandma? You killing me, eh? I love you, but what you doing right there about to kill me. That's killing me, grandma. Are you aware of that? You might be conscious that this is food and you can survive off of that, but are you aware of this, grandma? Truth hurts. I know it hurts, especially here. It hurts. Once it start hurting here, it hurt everywhere. It get hard. It is so difficult to accept truth. It hurts. The moment I found out about potatoes was the day I was like, no. No. Not potatoes. Look, okay, but y'all overstand. I stepped into aware to becoming aware that the skins around it is used to create rat poison and that it's also an ingredient in a nuclear bomb. And I'm like, whoa. Then I dug deeper to find out that it's actually a poisonous, it's actually poison, the whole thing. And it takes a process for it to actually be digestible. It's a process that it has to go through in the mountains before it can actually be digested. So me personally thinking about that process and everything that has to be done just for it to be eaten, which I believe the Indo some ancient man, I can't exactly remember the people, some indigenous people figured out that process. And, you know, once again, potatoes allowed them to survive a specific period of time, which I could understand in certain conditions why, you know, okay, we could utilize this potato to stay alive. But in today's time, when we see what it does under microscopes and so forth, and this, that, and the third, we apply a little bit of biology and so forth, we get to certain understandings that we can't, you know, people who are truly, you know, not taking this conscious thing as a community kind of thing, but understanding this is a lifestyle type of thing, to stay aware and understand that things are going, you know, things are, and they change as we move and evolve into life. So, you know, nothing can be slept on here. We always got to be awoke here. We always got to stay aware of the things that are going on around us. Of course, we have to be able to step out of things and say, okay, let me digest this myself. But if we're not willing to do such a thing, we're asleep. You asleep. Your ass is lost. You gone. You might not think so, but you're gone. You are asleep still. You have yet to take the red pill. You took the blue pill, motherfucker. You ain't even decided to take a pill. Excuse me. You ain't even decided on whether you wanted to take a pill. You just see things just like anybody sees things, and you say, okay, this is my truth. That's my truth. This is my truth. This is my God. This is my shit. That's you. And that's all good. But what about us? Because Jesus ain't helping us the fuck out. He ain't been helping us out. Allah ain't helping us the fuck out. All these motherfuckers that we keep on calling on ain't helping us the fuck out. I've raised to a point to understand that if I want any kind of motherfucking help, I gotta create that help for myself as a God. I was given choice here. My studies have led me to understand that this here was a prison planet. Initially. You know, but how do you get people to understand truths like that are already coming from a fearful state, a fearful place of lack of ignorance, which is simply to not know? How do you walk someone into something without compromising your own integrity, without compromising your own state of being? Well, one thing I've learned is you cannot allow frequencies that do not meet up to you to come into your world, your domain, unannounced, or come in from a state of insecurity, not technically really knowing what they want, still trying to figure things out in life. You shouldn't have to be in a position to where you have to convince someone to follow your heart, or to see who you are as a person, or to understand that you are what you say you are. Especially if you have portrayed characteristics that have yet to contradict your very actions or who you claim to be. When a person is then trying to place you within a box that does not belong to you no longer, especially since those traits and characteristics don't belong to you as an individual, you've raised within those paradigms that kept you stuck. But those people only want to focus on things that are always going to be connected to you because of the fact that you are who you are. You were designed to be who you were designed to be. The goal is to gain control over thyself. The goal is to gain control over you. Can't nobody tell you about you better than you. So we've forgotten what is important, and we've gone out here and we've started worshiping people as if they are catering to our growth individually or as a collective. Some of these people have hidden agendas, and when a person has a hidden agenda, it could lead to catastrophic vortexes that could cause serious damage for you and those around you. For example, those who are coming into awareness should know that accepting teachings from a gay, someone, no offense, who is disagreeable by nature, who is off the grid, whose genes are clearly spliced, clearly not right and exact, clearly have been modified. For you to go against what is natural, what is true, the Trinity, the Father, the Mother, the Son, or the Daughter, or the Holy Spirit, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth. But we don't ever see that Trinity, dick, daughter, or, male, feminine. We don't see that. We don't see certain things happen in our worlds today unless it's been tampered with or been modified to some degree that makes it be disagreeable or makes it not connect to what is real. See, this conscious community is really becoming very sick because we got a lot of teachers and a lot of people who are doing things, like I said before, with hidden agendas and not keeping it real, not being true. Casting spells and putting our people into delusional states of minds to where when they actually have something genuine, something true, something real, they don't even know how to accept it. They push it away because they're so fearful of being told. They're so used to being told lies that that's their truth. That's their truth. When you start bringing truth to them that they have to become aware to, got to put in a little work to find out about, they would rather listen to something that's dumbed down in the form of, literacy, to allow them to feel comfortable like the programs have intended you to want in life. Comfortability. Hence the fact you like mattresses. You sit on cushions all the time. You like comfort like a AC. You ride in cars with tint on them to block out the sun. You prefer comfortability. You don't want to live in conditions that are harsh or hard or seem difficult. You would rather comfort, which we all should want comfort. But in these particular times, this is not the comfort you want, because this comfort is killing you. It's de-aging you. You might think that celebrating birthdays doesn't digress you, but I beg to differ. You might think that it's harmless to celebrate Halloween and go I beg to differ. And I would love for someone to come and talk to me on some shit that would tell me something otherwise, because I would love to have a great conversation on your logic behind the things that are transpiring amongst our people to keep us enslaved and to keep us stuck in this quicksand of a lifestyle that is causing us all to live in hell. It is quite amazing to me how people are going out trying to create this fairy tale of a life as if everything is peachy, everything is all good. Like, nigga, you on probation, you just like, you don't have cash in your pockets, you're having to defend on other people, you're having to this, that, and the third, but we're trying to create some kind of reality where that seems normal, like that's okay. This hippie lifestyle, we think this is all right. Living off of people and not giving back. We think that we're going to be able to do certain things like this and not get repercussions for our actions. So I ask you, if we were playing the game Jenga and you decided to take a block from the structure, it might not fall in, but let a strong wind or let something come through. Every time you take and don't put back, there's you're destroying what was being created. You're taking away from what was being, initially brought forth to bring it to life. So you're taking away from life. But, this place is so tricky. You turn around and use the word life. You take that word backwards and it represents evil. Or excuse me, live. So sorry. Live backwards. So you sitting there saying stuff like, I want to live. I want evil. You don't even know. You're saying like evil is I or something like that. You feel me? Like you're saying wild shit. You're casting spells on yourself. This is what this place is doing. But we want to claim that we're conscious and all we know is English. And this is the beast's language. But we claim to be conscious? That don't make no kind of sense to me whatsoever. We claim to think we know truths, but yet we still operate within everything that the beast has given us. And we have yet to detach ourselves from what the beast has clothed us with. And we think that we're actually aware or conscious here. We really think we're conscious. This shit's sick. This shit's sick. It is sickening. People are becoming very sickening to talk to be around, to express to. I'm elevating at such a pace now that I am beginning to not feel many people within my frequency range. I have yet to step around family members and so forth, and it's all out of love. I love my family. I love my people. I'm doing this for us. But I cannot allow anyone to jeopardize my wealth, anyone to jeopardize my health, anyone to jeopardize my happiness. Because I understand that if I am not happiness, I will bring forth nightmares and chaos into the world around me. And I ain't for that. I ain't for that. I want peace. I want peace. Peace. It's all I want. Sabali, a little patience. Because I gotta get me right before I can help anyone else out. You understand? And I'm good as far as trying to get people to trust you, understand you. Some things have to be walked alone. Some things in life have to be walked alone. And that's one thing we are not used to. We don't want to be alone. No one wants to feel alone. But we must understand that our lives are our lives. So if people are not willing to keep up with us along our journey, then so be it. So be it. We can learn to forgive, but we can never forget. Unfortunately, we can never forget. DNA will tell you that. But we can never forget. We can forgive, but we can never forget. Ever. So we need to step into being more aware that some actions that we decide to make in our future tense lives or our present lives, excuse me, in our present lives might lead to memories or portals that we do not act like, that we would prefer not to keep open or have open or not be a part of our genome code. So if that is true, if that is the case, you better start living true. You better start being real, because the smallest white lie can modify your DNA. All these things go into your Akashic records and so forth. It goes into your DNA. It's being documented. It's being recorded. Everything that you do. You can restore yourself. That process is going to be painful though. Let me tell you. Oh, let me tell you. From a man who walked around screaming MOB to a man who now speaks the black woman is God. Seems hypocritical, huh? But I am living proof that you can change. Living proof. So, once again, this is the new time. This is a new age. This is the Aquarius age. I read Rod Love, born February 16th, 1990. I'm an Aquarius baby. So for those who would like to undermine me and try to tell me that I don't know what's going on in this day and time, I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Challenge me. Challenge me. Because at the end of the day, what I'm doing ain't for nobody's growth but mine. I know that everything I do for myself will translate outwards, and those who get inspired by me will inspire themselves, and and vice versa, and it'll come back and so forth. I live to be the best me. I would try to become the best me that I could be, and I try to outshine as many people as I possibly can. Why? Well, because I know that being the best me I could be makes me grow more as a person, makes me wake up and want more, makes me fight for more. And then when people embrace me, I turn around and embrace them back. Like, I don't abuse my leadership. I don't do it. I shine light upon others like a sun. You feel me? I stand true to what I speak on. Anyways, man, I just had to talk, man, about this conscious sickness that's going through our community that is just spreading like wildfire. It's ridiculous. Beyond ridiculous. Like, this shit crazy, man. This shit is crazy. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut about a lot of things for right now. But if the time comes for me to speak on something, I'm definitely gonna speak up on some things that has been happening that I have some insight on, that I'm gonna just be real cool and kosher about right now. But anyways, yeah, man, like I tell you, wake up, people, and really understand that it's about being aware now. It's not enough to be conscious. I believe Dr. Mayat said something like that, and that's facts. It is about being aware now. Fuck being conscious, cause that shit is not good enough no fucking longer. We got like yo, wild shit, yo. Come on, man. We got to get it together, man. We got conscious people supposedly doing acid and stuff and so forth and so forth. This doesn't really meth and shit, cocaine and stuff, like, nigga, condensed sugar, nigga. Like, we got Nubians and stuff eating pizzas for like days and days on end and shit. Like, what? My brother, what are you doing, bro? Anyways, man, we got wild shit going on, man. We got wild shit going on, man, that a lot of people are unaware to. And if you stepped in a world that allowed you to always stay aware, because if you understood where you were, like, this is being the Matrix and this being a place that's trying to fuck you, no homo, and take everything you motherfucking own, like your mind, body, and motherfucking soul. And this ain't no motherfucking bullshit. Excuse my language. This is just facts. You are as lost as you could possibly fucking be. And your ass is gonna get ate up. Ate up. Good luck for you. I wish you the best. But I would tell you, this message goes out to those who are burning bridges. You better grab hold of the rescue goddamn helicopter, because once the train sails, it's gone, man. Once you have burnt certain bridges down certain roads, sometimes you can no longer open up that window or open up that road ever again in life. You understand? Like, for example, let's say you go out and you kill somebody. If you really think, and you take a person's life unwillingly, like you just take a nigga life, if you really think that you trying to go from taking a person's life and deprogramming and transforming yourself back into consciousness ain't gonna be a tough, hard, harsh transition internally, you got another thing coming. You got another thing fucking coming. If you think you can keep taking and keep on just taking, and there are no consequences, you got another thing coming. And what you gonna have to go through is gonna be painful. Because remember, they weigh your heart against a feather. Red Raw Love. I say.